Di ba? Maraming nare-recover. Si Engineer Alcantara, yung unang ibinalik mga kababayan, 110 million. Yung unang ibinalik at sabi ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, susunod ibabalik pa niya. Baka next week o this week, ibalik yung 200 million pa mga kababayan. Ayan o. Sabi ng ating Pangulo, Henry Alcantara magbabalik pa ng 200 million. Sunod-sunod yan mga kababayan. Ito naman po, 40 million muna yung regional director ng NCR. At ang susunod, 150 million, bubuin daw yung 150 million mula sa kinita sa pagnanakaw. Hello po mga kababayan, si Dante Maravillas. Ibigay ko po sa inyo itong mga magagandang balita. Ano niya yan, Mr. Maravillas, na magandang balita? Ayan o. Magandang balita talaga to. Ano na naman yan, Mr. Maravillas? Napakaraming pera na naman yan. Dito natin makikita po ang sincerity ng ating gobyerno na mabawi yung mga nanakaw ng mga DPWH officials. Mula siya, mga kababayan, sa isang regional director ng DPWH sa NCR, binalik 40 million pesos. Ayan o, prinesent ng DOJ sa press con kanina. Parte daw ito ng 150 million na kinita mula sa nakaw sa mga public works projects, mga kababayan. Ayan o. Di ba? Matindi. Makikita ninyo, never pa ito nangyari sa mga previous administrations na may nabawi mula sa ninakaw ng mga corrupt officials. Sa mga previous administrations, yung mga ninakaw po, nagastos na. Walang efforts. Yung mga previous administrations na ma-recover ang ganitong limpak-limpak na salapi mula sa taxes ng ating mga mamamayang Filipino. Only our President Bongbong Marcos Jr. Di ba? Si Digong aminado na pati siya may mga ninakaw. May ninakawan niya ako, kaya ubos na. Kamusta yung 125 million na confidential funds ni Sara na nalunok ng 11 days? Hindi pa po na ibabalik. Nakita ninyo ang pagkakaiba? Mga kababayan, buti pa to, ibinabalik. Yan o, sa report ng GMA News, sabi dyan, 40 million isinauli ng dating opisyal ng DPWH sa DOJ. Binalik ni dating DPWH NCR Regional Director Engineer Gerard Opolencia ngayong araw. December 16 sa DOJ ang mahigit kumulang 40 million na kanilang diniklarang kinita mula sa mga illegal na umanong proyekto. Ayon sa DOJ, hindi lang ito ang ibabalik niyang pera at may susunod pa na darating para mabuo ang 150 milyong kinita niya. Di ba? Maraming nare-recover. Si Engineer Alcantara, yung unang ibinalik mga kababayan, 110 million. Yung unang ibinalik at sabi ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, susunod ibabalik pa niya. Baka next week o this week, ibalik yung 200 million pa mga kababayan. Ayan o. Sabi ng ating Pangulo, Henry Alcantara magbabalik pa ng 200 million. Sunod-sunod yan mga kababayan. Ito naman po, 40 million muna yung regional director ng NCR. At ang susunod, 150 million, bubuin daw yung 150 million mula sa kinita sa pagnanakaw. You see? Pakinggan natin yung press con kanina po.
Alcantara. Dapat na isok sa ulit. What about that, sir? Meron na ba tayong schedule kung kailan na ibabalik yun?
Very soon, very soon. For security reasons, we cannot divulge yung exact, but information have been relayed to us that may babalik ho very soon.
And then, sir, ito yung engineer. Na-disclose din ba, sir, kung saan nila nasa bangko, nakatago ba yan sa kanilang isa sa mga condo unit o mansyon nila?
Actually, wala namang binabanggit kung saan nakuha. Pero tandaan natin na sa kasalukuyan, si Engineer Opulencia, hindi nga siya kasama doon sa mga sigahan sa Senate Blue Ribbon Committee. So, hindi natin alam kung ito'y kasama doon sa mga pera na nasa bangko, or ito'y maaaring na isang tabi. Hindi niya na inilahad kung saan nanggaling. Pero ang alam lang namin is that dahil dun sa kanyang deklarasyon na kanyang involvement sa iba't mga transaksyon in the past, nothing to do with yung ghost flood projects, minabuti niya na mag-solling na lang. So, yun na nga yung sinasabi ni Yusek T kanina na base dun sa binigay niyang halaga, nagkaroon ng konting computation kasi inaalam namin, hindi naman yan fixed na for every transaction, ito yung porsyento na natatanggap. It varies. So, we try to validate kung ano yung amount na sinasabi nila. At ito nga po yung kinalatasan na sinasabi niya magbabalik siya ng 150,000 pesos even if
Million,
he did
hindi
not
1,000
take part,
na mali.
or he did not receive any consideration or any amount as a result of yung flood control projects.
So, sir, ibig sabihin hindi siya talaga tumatanggap ng mga take factor, sir, yung kwento niya.
No, not only for the Bulacan case, and that was
Grabe talaga po.
clearly explained doon sa kanyang salaysay.
Grabe kinikita ng mga direktor, assistant director, district engineer, lalo na po secretary, at yung mga politiko.
Projects, wala siyang tinanggap na
Sa
pera
pagnanakaw po.
Pero ito nga, ay bahagi ito ng kickbacks from other transactions.
Yung mga politiko, wala
during the
pang
time
dinabalik.
he was regional director.
Sir, yung mga ilalahad ni engineer, will this implicate yung mga
Magpapakulong na lang siguro.
senators, ganda paalaga na
Congressman, senador, wala pang dinabalik.
ang ilalahad.
Well, yung kanyang ilalahad, hindi naman kasi ibig sabihin na para makonsider ka sa Witness Protection Program, all the time, meron kang tao na may tuturo. Maaari din kasi, na sa isang pagsasalaysay, mas maigi kung merong magpapatunay doon sa sinabi ng isa. Let's say, for example, merong testigo na naglahad ng kung anong mga bagay, merong mga testigo rin na sumusuporta, nagpapatunay. Because isa sa mga requirements is that it can be substantiated, it can be corroborated. And the testimony of Engineer Opulencia actually does that. It corroborates, and it substantiates the testimonies of other witnesses who have come forward earlier.
Sir, what's next for Engineer Opulencia, sir? Prosecution mo siya or malaki mo siya?
That's confidential. We cannot disclose what action the WPP will take, but definitely what we can disclose is that he is covered already by the program, although provisionally. It's a matter that will have to be undertaken by the WPP.
So magiging state witness siya po.
Sir, bakit ko lang wala price nila JP at hindi ba nagpapalik?
What's the question again?
Baka may panawag po sa ibang iskasang po ay bakit na JP price na hindi ba nagpapalik?
Well, siguro huwag nating ilimita kay Bryce at saka kay JP, Kasi si Bryce naman, nakita naman natin, nagbalik siya ng mga sasakyan, Pero para dun sa ibang mga tao na sangkot dito sa flood control projects, para dun sa mga may kinalaman, mas maigi pa na sa mas maagang panahon, sila'y makipag-ugnayan na sa department, sila'y makipag-usap na sa amin, nang sa ganun ay makita naman natin yung sinseridad nila. Hindi ibig sabihin na lahat ng taong babalik o lalapit sa WPP ay magsasauli ng pera. Kasi maaring ang meron sila ay mga testimonyang mahalaga na makakatulong sa amin, At maaari pa rin silang i-consider dyan. Pero para dun sa iba na may mga kinalaman, ang aming mensahe lang siguro is gusto nating ibalik sa tao kung ano yung para sa tao, para sa publiko. Sabihin man nila na maliit na halaga ito kumpara dun sa mga pag-uusapang bilyong-bilyong piso, Pero mas maigi na kahit papano, paunti-unti may balik natin kaysa hintayin pa nating mawala ito. At ito'y may tago, may waldas, magastos. Mas maigi na ito'y maibalik. Nang sa gano'n naman, maibsa naman yung sakit na nararamdaman ng ating mga kababayan.
So yan po si Engineer Gerard Opulencia. Siya yung nag-uwi ng nagbalik ng 40 million ngayon po mga kababayan. At ipinasok na siya sa Witness Protection Program para mag-corroborate mga kababayan doon sa mga testimonies ng iba pang mga engineers sa issue ng flood control projects na ghost and substandard. So that is the good news ngayon. Another good news na gusto kong i-share sa inyo, yung ating Pangulo with First Lady Lisa Marcos, sinalubong mga kababayan yung isang OFW na naging hero po doon sa Hong Kong, si Rodora Alcaraz. Yan sabi diyan, look, President Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr. together with First Lady Lisa Araneta Marcos speaks with Rodora Alcaraz, a domestic worker who rescued a 3-month-old baby in the child's elderly relative from a massive high-rise fire in Tai Po, Hong Kong at the Tambayan Food Hall in Naiya, Pasay City ngayong araw na to. Yan Yan yung massive fire mga kababayan sa 6 high-rise buildings sa Tai Po, Hong Kong. Doon niligtas nitong Filipina domestic helper po. Yung isang never niyang iniwan yung bata po. So kinonsider nga siya, ang tawag sa kanya guardian angel po. At ang daming humanga sa kanya, buong mundo, dahil sa kanyang tapang. Yan po siya. Kinausap ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos para pasalamatan at bigyan ng honor. Yan yung ating Pangulo sa 2025 Presidential Pamaskong Salubong para sa mga bagong bayani ng bansa sa Naiya Terminal 3. Kasabay din ang paglunsad ng bagong facilities ng Naiya Terminal 3. Yan po. Yan ang ating Pangulo para ilunsad yung e-gate, biometric e-gate para madali na lang po ang pagpasok ng mga pagdaan ng mga OFWs. Yan po yung mga modern facilities ngayon. In-inspection na ng ating Pangulong Bongbong with Ramon Ang, yung nanalong contractor dito sa modernization po ng Naiya Terminal. Yan po yung ating Pangulo with Ramon Ang. Di ba? Launching siya ng new facilities ng Naiya Terminal 3. Pakinggan natin yung mensahe mga kababayan ni Ramon Ang, tapos yung ating Pangulo
When we begin
mamaya.
our program, may we call on the new NAIA Infracorp President, Mr. Ramon Ang, to deliver his welcome remarks.
Excellency, President Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr., First Lady Luis Araneta Marcos, members of the Cabinet, distinguished guests, good morning. Today, we officially open the new facilities here at Terminal 3. Each one focus on the basic things that matter most to the travelers, comfort, ease of moving around the airport. One example is the new biometric immigration processing systems powered by Amadeus, which uses facial recognition technology to clear the eligible passengers in about 20 seconds or less. This is a modern immigration processing equipment comparable to what passengers experience at major airports. It helps significantly ease congestion, meeting the security requirement of the authorities. These biometric systems was delivered and fully funded by NNIC, allowing it to be rolled out without delay. At NAIA's current scale, these upgrades are essential. In 1 year period, since took over September 2024, NAIA handled about 51.7 million passengers, an increase of about 3 million passengers, over 6% compared to the same period prior to the handover. When you are serving that many people, moving them efficiently is one important job. That's why we are also improving what passengers experience between flights. All Filipino Food Hall, which we call Tambayan, brings together homegrown brands, and regional dishes from across the country. For some travelers, this will be their first taste of Filipino food. For others, it may be their last before leaving the country. Either way, it's a chance to share something distinctly Filipino. Mezzanine Food Hall adds even more dining option, giving passengers greater choice and convenience at Terminal 3. We are also opening the dignitary halls designed to provide a more appropriate and welcoming setting for official guests. Mr. President, these facilities are part of the ongoing improvement across NAIA, with similar work being done in other terminals. This partnership is delivering the results public can see and feel, and have remitted 57 billion pesos to the first year of our operation. With this foundation in place, we look forward to building on this work in the year ahead. Again, salamat po, Pangulo.
So yan po ang audio presentation po. Kikita ninyo, napakaganda na. O, di ba? Beautiful. So, mapalad yung ating mga biyaheros, mga kababayan. Mga papabilis na po ang inyong pagbiyahe. Kita ninyo. May pang-dignitaries, may para sa mga OFWs. Napakaganda, mga kababayan.
Bring more dining choices and a better place to enjoy a meal before boarding.
Diba?
Tambayan brings together flavors from across the Philippines. A first stop.
Napakaganda na, mga kababayan. Oh. Hindi ka magugutom.
Heading home.
World class, mga kababayan.
A curated mix of well-loved
Yang sa
local and
mezzanine.
international brands, giving passengers more choices,
Di ba?
and a more fun.
Iyan po. Ang daming restaurant na pwede tayong kumain dyan. Oh. Food Village. Napakaganda.
And this is just the beginning. More improvements are being rolled out across terminals, making time at NAIA more enjoyable, whether you're arriving, departing, or waiting to catch your next flight. All of this and the progress we saw in our first year under NNIC. A
May
year
shuttle bus pa. Oh.
also saw NAIA reach its highest single-day on-time performance at 92.29%. Over sign that the work is taking root. Even bigger upgrades are on the way. New diplomatic and business lounges in time for ASEAN 2026.
Grabe po.
Collins
Napakaganda.
Aerospace biometric systems, now being introduced in phases, will soon allow passengers to use their face as their boarding pass. New terminals, new boarding bridges, improved bus gates, world-class retail and dining, and a direct link to the Metro Manila subway. Runway city will rise from 40 to 48 movements per hour, and terminal capacity from 35 to 62 million passengers a year. More improvements, more reliability, and a better experience for every traveler. This is NAIA, changing for the better, powered by private investment, and still owned by government and the Filipino people through public-private partnership. Welcome to the start of a better future.
O ngayon, pakinggan natin yung mensahe ng ating Pangulong Bongbong.
Department of Tourism Secretary Cristina Frasco, the Department of Migrant Workers Secretary Hans Leo Kakdak. I'm a little surprised that I can see you here dahil ang balita ko lang sa iyo, lagi kang lumilipad kung saan-saan para iuwi yung ating mga nalagay sa peligro na mga OFW. So, welcome home. Pasay City Lone District Representative Antonino Calixto, Pasay City Mayor Amy Calixto Rubiano, the new NAIA Infrastructure Corporation President Ramon Ang and other NNIC officials present. Big word of congratulations. I have to... Ang commentary namin ni First Lady habang naglalakad kami all the way through the different parts of the airport, ang sabi ko sa kanya, it looks like a real airport finally. Because it looks like the airports that we go through when we travel in other places. And to finally see the airport at least functioning like a modern airport, the importance is, the multiplier effect of this efficiency is quite massive. So thank you for all your hard work. Of course, the First Lady Luis Araneta Marcos, my fellow workers in government, the partners and private sector and stakeholders for all that we are doing. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Over a year ago, the new NAIA Infracorp, or NNIC, took on the responsibility of rehabilitating and managing our primary gateway. The goal was clear: transform the Manila International Airport into an airport that works always with the passengers in mind. Holding the same conviction, we joined hands with the NNIC to ensure that the progress will be felt by the people who use these systems every day. So in doing so, we reaffirmed our commitment to positioning the Philippines as a tourism powerhouse here in Asia. And what better place to improve the travel experience of the passengers than the very facility that welcomes them after hours of journey. In collaboration with the NNIC, we ease congestion on the ground and in the air. We have strengthened airside operations. We have improved seating, cooling systems, restrooms. Cooling system, malamig na. Lahat ng mapuntahan mo sa airport, komportable ka. Meron na tayong restroom, mga Wi-Fi. We have restored old equipment, enhanced baggage handling, introduced new mobility options. Hindi lamang ito usapin tungkol sa infrastruktura. Ito ay usapin ng malasakit, ang pag-unawa sa pagod, pangamba at pananabik ng bawat Pilipino at bisitang dumadating dito sa ating bansa. Because through this partnership, the airport has achieved a single-day high 92% on-time performance. Even at the same time, passenger volumes, routes, and airline partners continued to grow. This accomplishment reminds us that when systems are fixed and institutions cooperate, efficiency follows, and so does public trust. More importantly, the Manila International Airport has received its very first ever customer experience accreditation from the Airports Council International. So, hindi lang sabi-sabi na atin lang na sinasabi natin ang ganda ng airport ay kahit na yung mga nag-aaral tungkol sa kondisyon ng mga iba't ibang airport ay sinabi na maganda na nga ang airport dito sa Maynila. It only shows that the Philippines can meet global standards while remaining grounded in genuine Filipino service. Today's launch of the new immigration e-gates builds on that progress. Passengers can now clear in as little as 20 seconds, not 20 minutes, 20 seconds, with further improvements expected as the system continues to learn and begins to stabilize. Ito ay patunay na iginagalang natin ang oras ng bawat bahero at pinanghahalagahan ang kanilang dignidad sapagkat ang maayos na serbisyo ay karapatan naman ng bawat Pilipino. Beyond immigration, we are also launching the All Filipino Food Hall, Mezzanine Food Hall, which offers travelers better spaces to rest, to dine, and to reconnect. All Filipino Food Hall features 15 homegrown brands, while the Mezzanine Food Hall offers 17 standalone restaurants and cafes. These halls allow travelers to experience the flavors of home or discover them for the first time, even within the walls of the airport. We are likewise opening the new Dignitaries Lounge, which reflects the best of what we are as Filipinos: warm, respectful, and welcoming. With the launch of the Medical Tourism Concierge Area, we take another important step towards people-centered service. It is designed to receive and assist patients with both efficiency and with compassion, ensuring a smooth and dignified experience from arrival onward. The area includes a well-designed reception counter for medical partners, as well as an enclosed consultation bed that ensures the privacy and confidentiality of our travelers and patients. Building on this momentum, the Department of Tourism introduces the Transit Tour, an initiative created for international passengers with long layovers. Instead of spending hours confined to the terminal, travelers now are given a chance to enjoy a thoughtfully curated glimpse of the Philippines, including its culture, heritage, and people, or what we call experiential tourism. Layunin po nating iparamdam ang diwa at ganda ng Pilipinas kahit sa maikling panahon lamang. The program is open to all transiting passengers of Philippine Airlines, those connecting through other carriers, and landed travelers with onward domestic flights. All these improvements benefit travelers, including families with children and the elderly, and of course, these changes were designed with our OFWs in mind. Ang ating mga OFW, ang ating mga bagong bayani, ang patuloy na nagdadala ng dangal sa ating bansa. Kanina po ay nakita ko si Rodoro Alcaraz Chunyakaw. Isa siya sa mga biktima ng Taipo Fire. Nakita niyo ba yung napakalaking sunog na nangyari sa Hong Kong? Sa kabila ng panganib ng kanyang hinarap ay pinili niyang iligtas ang sanggol na kanyang inaalagaan. Pinapakita nito ang likas na malasakit ng Pilipino sa kanyang kapwa. Katulad ni Rodora, ang bawat OFW natin ay nagsisikap na mabigyan ng mas magandang kinabukasan ng kanilang pamilya sa kabila ng pangungulila at panganib. Kaya naman, ginagawa ng pamahalaan ang lahat upang maging mas malapit, mabilis at maasahan ang ating mga serbisyo para sa ating mga OFW. Nais ko rin ibalita na sinisimulan na ng BOC ang proseso upang maipamahagi ang 130 abandonadong container van na balikbayan boxes sa mga nagmamay-ari nito. Ang nangyari po rito ay nagpadala po ang ating OFW ng balikbayan box, inuwi dito sa Pilipinas. Yun naman, yung mga nagdala, hindi naman binayaran ang mga dapat bayaran dito sa Pilipinas. Kaya nandun, nakatiwangwang lang yung mga balikbayan box for almost, yung iba, magwa 1 year na, nandun lang sa Bureau of Customs. Ngayon, sinimula na natin ang pagbibigay at ipagbabalik dahil hindi naman pagmamayari ng pamahalaan yan, pagmamayari yan ng ating mga OFW. Kaya starting today, i-release na natin, gaano kadami ba yun? There was about 100, more or less 130,000 balikbayan boxes na nakatenga lang dyan, nag-aantay, hindi alam ang gagawin. Now, we will send them back to their owners. Pipilitin natin. Yung mga iba rito, pinadala para pang Christmas gift nung nakarang taon. Kaya sa wakas, pipilitin natin matanggap naman nila bago dumating naman ang Pasko. Mga kababayan, sinasalamin ng mga reformang ito ang kaya nating gawin kung patuloy na magtutulungan ang pamahalaan, ang pribadong sektor at para sa pagpapabuti ng ating serbisyo para sa mga Pilipino. May these efforts inspire deeper collaboration among stakeholders, stronger institutions across all sectors, and developments that place people at the center of governance. Maraming salamat at mabuhay ang sambayanang Pilipino, mabuhay ang bagong Pilipinas.
Diba? Nakakatawa ang ginagawa ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. Tapos sabihin ni Sara, yung ating Pangulo daw wala mang ginawa. Para maayos yung ating bansa. May ganon mga kababayan. Kaya pakiusap natin sa ating mga Marcos supporters, Marcos loyalists, pag ganitong mga kwento po, mga balita, i-share po ninyo. Yan man lang ang pwede ninyong itulong po para masupalpal natin yung mga paninira ng mga DDS vloggers at yung kampo ng mga Duterte na walang ginawa kundi manira sa ating gobyerno, sa Marcos administration po. Okay pa? Ayan man lang po ang ating short video ngayon. Atid sa inyo nitong napakagandang product from Australia. I am a worldwide amazing pure organic barley powder drink mix from Australia. Yung gustong mag-try po nito at magnegosyo, mag-message na lang po kayo sa amin, sa aking anak na architect entrepreneur, Riz Maravillas. So lagi nating tatandaan mga kababayan sa buhay, you become what you believe. Ako po si Dante Maravillas. Bye-bye. God bless.